Great day, dear ones. Today we are going to see about what is report writing. I just made slides to introduce you to this topic, and this will be named as part 1 of report writing. So let us see what are the contents of the slides which we are going to handle today. We are going to see what is the origin and definition of what is report writing is, and the importance of a report in any organization, the qualities of a good report, a short report and long report. What does it mean and what are the differences between a short report and long report? This can also be considered as the difference between a formal and informal report. Let's go inside the topic. The origin and definition. The word report comes from reporter, which means to carry back. So we are going to carry back the information which is available in our hands. We are going to analyze it, and we are going to give our solutions for some problems or implementations of certain decisions. Okay, so what is the definition of a report? A formal communication written for a specific purpose. It includes a description of a procedure followed by collection and analysis of data, significance, conclusion, and then recommendation if required. So with this definition, you will be able to understand that report writing is done in a formal place, that is in your workplace or in your educational institution or any place where the communication is going to be formal, not casual. Then it is a written document. It is written for a specific purpose, and it describes as well as the data is collected for the description, and it is analyzed. The data is analyzed, significance is highlighted, and the conclusions which we derive or which the organization has derived will also be present in a report along with the recommendations if there are any solutions to be framed. So with this definition, we are going to see what is the importance of a report. So how does a report help in any organization? It is considered as a decision making tool. What do you mean by decision making tool? So there will be situations where an executive or the board of directors or anyone who are in higher authorities have to make some important decisions for the smooth functioning of a organization. So the report gives the required information, and the large number of decisions are taken on the basis of the information presented in the reports. So the first point is it serves as a decision making tool. Then it is used to investigate, to find out the reason behind the problems if there are any problems, and present the findings with or without the recommendations. So if any solutions has been arrived at or any solutions to be arrived at are investigated through a report. Next, it is used for evaluation. The executive depends on reports to evaluate the performance of various departments or units. So if there is an executive and he wants to know about the performance of an individual or a department, he can use this report as a validation of information. Okay. Next, for quick location. So if you want to solve a problem, or if you want to know about what has happened before, so it helps us to locate what has happened. It is a vital source of information derived from a report prepared. Okay, it develops your skill. It develops the power of designing, organization, coordination, judgment, and communication. So the way you're going to communicate the report, so everything is taken into consideration, and it also develops your skill if you're starting to write a report. Next, you can have neutral representation or presentation of facts. Report investigates, explains, and evaluates any facts independently. So this word independently, you have to mark it, because it is not subjective. That is, it does not give your own opinions or the opinion of the person who is writing the report, but it only gives a written document of the facts available. Next, for professional advancement, if the person who is actually writing the report has the intellectual ability, or the person of whom inquired whether the person is having the intellectual ability to perform certain functions or is capable of a promotion, is decided through a report. Next, proper control. The controlling activities are implemented based on the information of a report. So if you are passing any rules, you can use this the report as a controlling tool. Next, a managerial tool for planning, organizing, coordinating, motivating and controlling. A manager needs the help of a report which acts as a source of information. So for all these managerial activities, the manager can use this report as a managerial tool. Next, encountering advanced and complex situations. So what do you mean by advanced? So if a problem crops up in the future, so when the person is able to predict, or the executive is able to predict that there will be a problem in the future, and how it was tackled in the past can be referred through a report. And if he is facing a complex situation, then he will be using the report to have a reference of what has been done before, if in the account of the same problem arising. So labor problems that may bring complex situations are tackled by the managers taking the help of a report. It is now we are going to see what are the qualities of a good report. So we have planned to write a report. What will be the quality of a good report? The objective of the report must be properly defined. So there should be a purpose of writing a report. Without a purpose, you cannot write a report. The objective of the report, that is, what is the purpose, must be properly defined. Why we are going to write the report should be properly defined. Next, specific rules suitable for specific types of reports should be followed. So there are formal reports and informal reports. You have to know what is the specification or what is the proper format to produce the report for which you are writing. Next, the report should be drafted maintaining the simple and familiar language. You cannot be too much flowery, or you cannot be using vocabulary which others cannot understand. Your language should be very simple and familiar. There should be a presentation of accurate and proper information in the report. So the information which you are going to provide in a report should be accurate and proper. Next, proper planning should be made regarding the structure, system, content and style of the report. This can be mentioned as the format of the report. So you have to decide beforehand in what form you are going to give the report, so that it will be easy for the other person who is going to read the report to make him understand what has been given in the report. The content of the report must be in detail to provide clear idea. So as we saw in the previous video with the minutes of a meeting, it will be concise points, but here you have to give a detailed study of the information which you are going to provide. There should be statistical analysis, table, presentations, graphs, pictures and others to be included in a report if necessary. So you can also use statistical data. The report must be neat and clean to make it attractive to the audience. So when it is coherent or when it is sequentially arranged, it becomes neat and clean. So don't mess up with your report. The report must be neutral and based on actual facts. Neutral and based on actual facts. These 2 points are very important. Neutral, that is, it should not be biased. It should not be supporting any one idea, but it should just give a clear information of what has happened and based on actual facts. There should be a proper heading of the report in compliance with the subject matter stated in the report. So the title should be very proper, so that as soon as we read the title, we will be able to perceive what is going to be in the report. The signature of the reporter and the date of drafting the report should be placed in the right place of the report. So with the format, you should know who is writing the report. The signature of the report is very important, and the date, because for reference we need the date as well as the person who has written the report. Next, the final discussion is about short report and long report, which can also be deemed as a formal and informal report. The first short report is deemed to be informal report, and the next one, long report, is usually the formal report which we are going to write. So with short report and long report, what is the difference between these two? Short report writing is usually completed in a page or two. So you don't need many pages, or you don't need detailed study of the problem or the situation. You just have to be very concise when you are writing a short report. A long report usually includes some special pages, that is preparatory page. So there will be many pages in that, and there is a continuous format for that. for writing a formal report that I will be discussing with you all in the next part 2 of report writing. Deals with routine matters. So the short reports will be dealing with the everyday matters of the organization. It deals with major complex problems. If there is any major labor problem, if there was any problem with the, as we see this lockdown, we are going to give a major big report regarding the what is happening during the lockdown. Deals with major complex problems. Next, written for someone within the organization. So it is for easy reference of the person who are in hierarchy. Next, written for someone within the organization or outside the organization. So with the long reports, we can have it as reference for higher authorities, as well as if something has been asked by the government to submit reports regarding the conduct of work at home situations in our organizations, we have to submit it to the government. So either the organization will be using it or it can be submitted to others also. So a short report is written in memorandum and letter formats, but this long report is always written in a manuscript, that is narrative style. It has many paragraphs, everything will be there, and it will give a detailed study of the situation. Next, short reports being informal do not require extended planning and contain variety of formats. So you can use any format where other people will be able to understand. But in a long report, it needs careful planning before it is written, because planning focuses on the reader. So the audience should be taken into consideration. So whenever they are taking the file or the report, they should be able to understand the situation and how the solution was derived. So it will be of great help. If the formal report will be useful for years and years, but these casual reports are just used for some days. So a weekly report or a monthly report, like that. So as we are conducting 3 class committee meetings, all these are short reports. But when we are submitting, the teacher is submitting to the principal, they will be writing a report for the whole year. So all the activities will be given in a detailed form. So I hope you will understand with my example. Next, it does not include, the short report will not include prefatory parts nor appended ones, because it presents only day-to-day activities. So with this we can see that it does not add appendix or reference materials or anything which is more important. It will not be given a introduction or anything, but it will give just information required for the current situation. But here it deals with major complex problem and is kept on the file for years to come. So it will be used for many years. Next, a short report follow deductive writing styles. What do you mean by deductive writing styles? From general to specific, highlights facts and specific recommendations, avoids the analysis and inclusion of supporting information. So it will be very specific and to the point. But in a long report, after analyzing and interpreting the conclusion, the report helps to make recommendations. It not only analyzes the data or interprets, but also gives the conclusion. So this will be from specific to general. It will be giving conclusions and making us understand the situation in a more perfect way. Next, in short reports, personal writing styles are used, that is using first person or second person style. So I can write a report by using the words I, we, like that, but written using impersonal style. A long report is always used the organization. So who took this decision? So everything will be given in a third person style form. Next point is the short report. The need for coherent aid is lessened. That is, it may not follow much on the coherence, but it should give only the information, the basic information is required. But in a long report, it displays summaries, introduction, forward-looking sentences and paragraphs in key places. All these formats are important when you are following a long report. That's it for part 1, and with the part 2 we will be discussing the steps to write a proper report and the structure of a report. Thank you, dear ones. God bless you.